Hey, this is Bauke for liberty2travel.com. A few years ago, I completely changed my life, and in this video, you'll see my entire story. This is how I quit my 9-to-5 job to travel the world while running an online business. Stick to the end of this, and there's a nice surprise for you in it. For me, this is all about lifestyle. That's why I do this. So I can work on a beach, like in this picture I took on Koh Tao in Thailand, or just take 2 months off work altogether and drive a motorbike through Vietnam. Taking amazing pictures like this on mountaintops or at the bottom of the ocean. But it wasn't always that glamorous for me. It started off when I went to college, and during my studies started working for an IT company. Started off as a side job, and later on I started working full-time for this company, quit my studies. I got promoted pretty fast at the company and got a few interesting jobs, and I learned a lot, but I never really felt completely satisfied with what I was doing. I always felt like there must be more to life than this. So that's when I started to realize that I probably shouldn't be making more money. And at the time, my mindset was something along the lines of, if only I made more money, everything would be all right. So what I did is I started, like most people do, I guess, Googling things like how to make money online. And while I didn't fall for the usual weird scams and other bullshit you come across when you Google these things, I came across something interesting that was happening in the year we're talking about, 2013, which was Bitcoin. Now, I don't know how much you know about Bitcoin, probably a lot more than back in 2013. It was still kind of an unknown thing back then, although it had started to kind of become mainstream a little bit in that year due to its volatility. So Bitcoin is an online currency, and there's a lot of speculation going on with it. And in that year, I decided to jump in and join the wild ride that Bitcoin was that year. So to show you how wild, this is the graph of Bitcoin's price during the course of 2013. So it started off in January at about, I think it was like $12, $11 a Bitcoin or something like that. Then around April, there was this huge jump to almost 100, I think. So what happened was in February, so around here when it was still very low, a colleague and a friend of mine told me about Bitcoin, and it could be an opportunity for something to invest in. And at the time, I wasn't really like super interested. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't really know what it is. I don't really care. I'm working on other things. But then around April, when this happened, is when it started getting my interest. So I read more about it. I started investing in it, and that's how I got involved. And I bought a few Bitcoins, not here at this point, but around this point where it kind of wasn't as volatile anymore. It wasn't like this huge spike. It was just after the huge spike, somewhere around $100 a Bitcoin, I believe, is what I paid at the time. Unfortunately, at the time, I was super impatient, and this is what happened. Bitcoin kind of did nothing for almost 6 months. So during that time, I was thinking, well, that was not really worth my time and like investment at all. It seems to be doing nothing. However, because of this wild Bitcoin volatility, a few companies had started to do something called Bitcoin stocks, I think they called it at the time. So you could buy stocks in companies that were involved in Bitcoin, valued in Bitcoin. So the stocks were not in dollars or euros or anything like that. They were in Bitcoin. So I decided, you know what, since Bitcoin itself is not really doing anything, maybe this is a way to make money using Bitcoin. So I invested in that around June, July. So that was in this time. And then those stocks actually went up a lot. So during this time, Bitcoin wasn't really doing much, but my investment kind of went more like this. So it went up a lot in a very short amount of time. So I was super happy with that. And I thought I was going to make a lot of money with Bitcoin at the time. Unfortunately, somewhere around October, November, the US government decided that this kind of speculation was not allowed, and they decided that these websites were illegal. So everyone from the US that had any investments in these websites were forced to get out. And overnight, literally overnight, the value of everything I owned on these websites dropped by 90%. So I lost 90% of every Bitcoin I had on these websites. Now, at the time, I had, I think, about 30 Bitcoin. So here I had, I don't know, something like 10, 15 Bitcoin, and then it went up, it doubled here when this happened. So it went to like 30, and then overnight I lost almost everything. It went down to about 3. Luckily for me, though, this happened shortly after. Bitcoin went up from about, well, 100 here to about 1,000 here, above 1,000 even. And when that happened, because I had lost so many Bitcoin, I decided to sell them all at that point, because that made me come out about even. So everything I invested here in May, I made back around December or November. And even though I could have made, during this time, I think I could have made around $30,000. I basically, I made nothing at all. I broke even only on my initial investment, which was a couple $100. So it was very hectic, very volatile. But in the end, all I came out with was a few lessons learned, but nothing more than that. No financial gains. But because I went into trading with stocks valued in Bitcoin, I decided, you know what, that may have not gone as well as I thought, but I was kind of interested in trading at the time, so I decided to learn more about actual stock market trading, and that's how I found out about penny stock trading. Penny stocks are stocks that are valued very low, like below $5, and they're very volatile. They move a lot up and down, more than other stocks. Like if you invest in Apple or Google, it moves maybe a few percents a day or something like that. But if you trade in penny stocks, they have the potential to go up 100% in a day and then go down 90% the next day. So it's super volatile. It's quite risky, but that also means that if you learn a lot about trading them, there's huge opportunities in that market. So I did some day trading on a NASDAQ in small caps and penny stocks as well. And in just 2 months, I turned an initial investment of $2,000 into $7,000. And I thought, wow, this is really working well. I'm really learning a lot here. This is going to make me really rich very soon. But I guess fear and greed got the better of me, and I lost my entire $7,000 in one single trade in one single day, because of what is called a margin call, which is when your broker decides that you've invested too much and they're closing your position. So instead of learning my lesson and just getting out of the position before I was getting into big losses, I decided to do the exact opposite of what I learned to do, the exact opposite of what I should have done. I added more to my position because I thought, no, I'm right, it's going to go down. And it didn't. I lost everything in a single day. And that was the end of my trading for now, at least. So what happened then is I had the mindset, okay, trading went really well for a while, and then I made a huge mistake, but I could still do it. So the only thing I need now is more cash to trade with. So I decided to look into how can I make more money pretty quickly to start trading again. And the trading course I was following that taught how to do trading in penny stocks and NASDAQs had an affiliate program. And what that means is that you're allowed to sell that program yourself. And if you get buyers, then they give you a commission of like 10, 20%. I don't really remember what it was. But yeah, you could basically sell their program for them and get some money in return. So that's how I first found out about the concept of affiliate marketing. And I started to do some research, and I found out that affiliate marketing was part of a larger world or business model, internet and online marketing. And this is when I went down the rabbit hole completely, and I found out that this is a huge market, a huge business, huge opportunities to be had here. I found out there's hundreds of niches you can go into, there's dozens of traffic sources you can learn about. But unfortunately, there's also millions of gurus teaching different methods. And I was stuck in a situation of complete information overload. I had a lack of focus and direction. All I was doing was just researching and learning and trying to see what works, what doesn't work, what I wanted to do. And every time I learned something new, there were, instead of answering one question, there were 10 more questions popping up. And I really had zero idea what I was doing or where I was going. I tried a few things. I set up some blogs to do affiliate marketing. I tried to do a little bit of SEO and tried to learn a little bit about Google and Bing advertising, but nothing really caught my full focus and attention, which is why none of it really worked in the end. And all I did was just add more and more questions. And if you've ever tried any sort of online business, affiliate marketing, internet marketing, or anything like it, you can probably relate to this, because this happens to everyone that first starts out in this business, in this market. And for me, the big breakthrough that came afterwards was when I found a mentor to coach me. I told you there's so many gurus that are teaching methods, but in the end, I realized that I had to go that route. I had to find someone that would teach me just one method that would get my complete focus and attention. I would have to invest in it, like really invest, so that I was not just investing my time and my money, my energy, everything to really make one method work for me. And that's what I did. This basically was the breakthrough for me. This is when I first had some online success. I invested less than $1,000 to build a business in email list building and affiliate marketing. And just a little over 2 months later, this business made me $4,000 in a single month. And yeah, it was all down to focus, follow one course until successful. So the mentor I found was Matt Pocious. He's quite interesting. He's from Lithuania, a very small country in the Baltics. And he started his very first business when he was just 13 years old. And at the time when I found him, he was 19. He had already made his first $1 million online at age 18. And he's been mentored by really big figures. He's been mentored by Dan Pena, who is a Spanish, originally, I believe, investor in the oil business. He made about $500 million in the United States in the oil business in the 60s. And after that, he decided to start mentoring businessmen. And now he calls himself the 50 billion man, because he is responsible for $50 billion of business revenue from all the people that he mentored. And then he was also mentored by Tai Lopez, whom, if you've spent any time in online business, I'm sure you've heard of him. He became really famous after his YouTube commercial, Here in My Garage, where he shows himself with a Lamborghini and his bookcases. And Tai Lopez is really, really smart in social media marketing and advertising, and that's where Matt Pocious learned a lot about that. And so I learned from him how to start my first online business. And from that moment on, I built upon that business myself. I started doing different things, started getting more into affiliate marketing. And now, at some point, I reached the point where I made more in my business than I did in my day job. And in just a few months, I paid off a car loan, which I had expected to take about 5 years to pay off. That's when I realized, like, oh, this is actually working really well for me now. And I should really look into replacing my job altogether. And that's when I also found out about the travel lifestyle of the digital nomads, as they call themselves, and as I now call myself as well. It is a group of people that have a location independent business. So a business they can run on the internet. They can live anywhere. They can travel anywhere while still working on their business. And I found out about this community, and I found out that there's a huge amount of digital nomads living in the city of Chiang Mai in northern Thailand. And it was actually a really cheap place to move into, to live, to get an apartment, and have a really great lifestyle for very little money. So I could, all the money I made in my business, I could reinvest it to keep growing my business while living quite cheaply and meeting fellow location independent entrepreneurs. So I decided to quit my job, sell all my stuff, and give up my apartment. And just 2 months after making the decision, I was on a flight to Thailand to meet these people and live there for a while. And the best part about it was the community. When I got there, the very first day, the very first night I got there, I joined a meeting of digital nomads organized by one of the most famous digital nomads in Chiang Mai, Johnny FD, who's in this picture, the guy in the middle. That's me on the left there, and my friend Mike on the right. And Johnny FD became my personal friend after being in Chiang Mai for a while and meeting up with him. And I'm so happy to have people like that in my life now, where almost most of my friends are digital nomads, and I met so many of them, and it's a really great life to live. Because for me, affiliate marketing is not just about the money, it's also about valuing my time over money. Because affiliate marketing is a business model that has a lot of potential for automation because it uses the leverage potential of the internet. And what this meant for me was not just more money, but it also meant better health. I spend a lot of time now working out. When I lived in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, I discovered CrossFit. I went there several times a week, every week. The food there is really great, really healthy. You don't really have to cook yourself. You can go to restaurants every single meal. It's super cheap anyway. And as I said, a lot of like-minded individuals, which also meant that I have a much better social life now. As of last year, I have a girlfriend who's also a digital nomad. We travel together. And it's just really good for my social life in general to live this kind of lifestyle. And it also means more adventures. Over the course of the years I've lived in Thailand and Southeast Asia, I've gone on several adventures throughout Thailand and some of the neighboring country, the highlight of which was my motorbike trip, which took 2 months all throughout Vietnam. So I bought a motorbike, a small, crappy Vietnamese motorbike in the south of Vietnam. I drove all the way up to the north of Vietnam and through the whole country. It was an epic adventure where I met a lot of really cool people. But you know, if you're in this for the money, don't worry about it. There's also a lot of money to be made. This is just an example of the money I make on a daily and weekly basis in one of my affiliate networks that I work with very often, which is ClickBank. If you're into affiliate marketing, I'm sure you're familiar with ClickBank. They're one of the oldest and most popular affiliate networks. And this is what is possible with this kind of business. And this is all pretty much automated. I mean, I still work on it. I send out emails every now and then, but a lot of it is very, very automated. And I work maybe an hour a day on this kind of business. So yeah, it's really, really nice. Once you're free, you get to do all these adventures. Like, this is the first time when I went to the Thai islands and I learned scuba diving with a couple of friends I met in Chiang Mai who are all location independent entrepreneurs, digital nomads. This is when I had my brother come over from the Netherlands. He came to Bali and we were chilling on the beach in Bali together, having coconuts. But the money also allowed me to do something I've wanted for a really long time. I did a LASIK operation, which is, eye laser surgery. I had contacts for many years and glasses before that, and my myopia was very, very, very strong, and contacts when traveling are really, really inconvenient. So I decided to spend 2 weeks in Bangkok to get eye laser surgery at a really great clinic in Bangkok. And this summer, as I said, I have a girlfriend now. We decided to come to Europe, and this is a picture taken of us in front of the Trevi Fountain in Rome, in Italy. So we spent 2 months, almost 2 months in Italy this summer. So I've had a lot of people asking me before when I did videos on digital nomads in Chiang Mai and affiliate marketing and online business, hey, can you help me out? And until now, I've decided to spend most of my time on this business and on myself, my health, my social life. But I've decided that I'm going to be happier if I give back to the world. So I'm going to release a few videos on my YouTube channel. I'm going to write a few more blog posts that are not just about the lifestyle, about travel, but also about business and how others can do this kind of business that I'm doing right now, how they can start an affiliate marketing business that is largely automated so they can get out of wherever they're stuck in their job or their location. They can travel like I do. They can visit cool places and meet new friends that are much more like-minded than the people you generally meet at home. And so here's the surprise I promised at the start of this video. I'm going to do free strategy sessions with those who qualify. What I mean by that is, if you want to do a free strategy session with me, which will be a call with me on the phone or on Skype, where we're going to talk about your situation, where you are right now and where you want to be. I'll give you a tailored action plan, tailored to your specific situation. So that means you tell me where you are, where you want to be, and I'm going to decide, okay, this I believe is the business model that you should follow these steps, and that is how I would do it if I were in your shoes right now, how I would start my own online business to go and travel, or even if you don't want to travel, but just have more money for your family or just have more free time. And in order for you to qualify for this call, you have to fill out a form with a few questions that makes me see if you're really serious, if you're a potential action taker, if you have the potential and the willingness to work towards your success. So that's why you have to fill out a form, you have to qualify, because I can't talk to everybody. I really want to talk to those that are most motivated. And at the end of this call, you can ask me about joining a mentoring program I'm setting up. There's very limited spots right now, but I'm looking for those candidates that qualify, that are highly motivated, that have a super potential for success, and that could potentially come out, even come to Thailand, to Chiang Mai, work on their own business, meet other like-minded individuals. So if you feel like a call like this, completely free, is something that you're super interested in, you're motivated about, click below this video. There's a button. It would take you to an application form with a few questions. Just fill it out. It doesn't have to be super long novels. Just the first thing that comes to your mind. It's not really about the length or the quality of your English. It's more about just telling me you're motivated and interested in this. That's all I care about. So if you want to, before you do this, learn a little more about what my mentoring program is about, this is what I'm offering in the mentoring program. It's going to be a comprehensive, step-by-step affiliate marketing program. It will have all the information and strategies that you would need to start your business without any other information from anywhere else. We will work together to start putting that into action by setting goals for you and motivating you. So it's not just a course, it's not just information that you're buying. I am going to personally help you as a mentor to implement all these strategies. I'm going to keep you accountable by having you send me reports on a daily basis, and I will answer any and all questions you have. So all my strategies and secrets will be revealed. And this is everything you need to know to be on your way to financial freedom and location independence this year. So go ahead, click below, fill out the application form, and let's talk.